Hello and welcome to a view from the cab on this rather awful, rainy, dismal Thursday morning. So yes, here we are. A couple of things I want to talk about. Not a few things, a couple of things I want to talk about. I'll probably wander off on a bit of a tangent at times. But the biggest thing first is Donald Trump being impeached for a second time. He's made history in so many ways. He really has. He's just, you know, I just look at him now and I think, crikey, he was just, you know, he's a great businessman, there's no doubt about that, but statesman-like he definitely is not. He's more like a sledgehammer, you know. He's been impeached for the second time, the first president ever to be impeached twice. You know, how do you compete with that? You know, it's I mean, he's made the next president, President Biden, he's got a pretty easy time of it, really. You know, all he's got to do is turn up, not incite insurrection, and he's golden. Do you know what I mean? He's you know, the thing is, in this country we get so used to watching these films, you know, where the president is revered. You know, I'm thinking Independence Day, you know, it's yes Mr. President, no Mr. President, it's a great honour Mr. President. And unfortunately, you know, that sort of gravity for being the President of the United States, the Commander-in-Chief and everything else, seems to have been diminished with Mr. Trump, and it's a big shame. It's a big shame, really. You know, because even if a person, I mean, if I met the President of the United States, I would still call them Mr. President, you know, and I would still show the respect due for you know, and I think it's just I don't know, it's just been diminished. It really has. The office, the title, you know. I watched a clip last night from a film. I can't remember what the film was called. It just come up on YouTube, and it's a film about this army captain, and he wasn't going to salute his major, and the major said, "You salute the rank, not the man." So, you know, and he's diminished it, and it's a big shame. I had high hopes for him. Any regular viewers of this channel will know, and you can go back and find them. I don't ever you know, remove vlogs. If I've contradicted myself, they stay. What I said then was what I believed then, and I was hoping, I was full of hope. I might even, if I can remember, put in a card for you to look at, so you can link back to the vlog I'm talking about. I had high hopes. I was really hopeful he was going to come in and shake things up, and he did. And he did. He really did. Crikey. In fairness, he was the first United States president to talk to North Korea. You know, that was an exciting, interesting time. Or nail biting and nerve jangling, however you want to describe it. But he did. He had a sit-down thing with Kim Jong-un of North Korea, which was good. That was good, you know. But then he's also done a lot that's not so good, and it is a big shame. If you go and have a look at the vlog I made a few years ago now, when he started, or before he started, or whenever it was, I'll have to look back myself, and yeah, and I did. I had high hopes. Any vlog I make stays unless the powers that be choose to remove it. Did a vlog recently where it was taken down by YouTube, which was, you know, fair enough. That's up to them. That's up to them. And yeah, so yeah, not so good. Impeached twice, first president ever. It's not an accolade you really want, is it? To be honest, it's not the accolade you're looking for. It diminishes everything else he's done, like talking to North Korea. So yeah. So the next thing I wanna talk about is these balloon head people that still go to work when they've got signs of COVID-19. There's people I've spoken to, not where I work. I want to stress that, make it clear. I've spoken to people recently where their co-workers have had symptoms, a headache, a bit of a temperature, the sweats, and have still gone to work. They've still turned up for work, and then that has such an impact on everybody else. And I think and it's out in the open that they've gone to work with symptoms, knowing they had symptoms. And I think if you go to work, or if you go out knowing or suspecting that you've got symptoms, then you should, if you go to work, you should be sacked, you should be goonered, dismissed, binned off, you know. I was talking to somebody the other day and they said, oh, so-and-so turned up at work with symptoms, now that department is closed and everybody's been sent home. And I said, well, that person should be sacked. Instant dismissal. You know, you've turned up knowing full well you've got a headache and a temperature and symptoms. You just phone up and you say, look, I can't come into work today, or I'm not coming into work because I've got potential symptoms, and I'll get a test as soon as practical, and I'll let you know, and then we'll work on from there, whether it's just a seasonal virus. Look at this, look at all this surface water here, look. It's outrageous. I mean, I do like a puddle as much as anyone else, you know, but they just don't seem to ever clear the gullies out, the drains. I remember when I was a kid, there was always men with trucks, you know, the big gully clearing trucks, and they'd lift up the grates, and they'd stick the old big pipe down there, the big vacuum pipe, suck up all the rubbish, you know, that gets washed down. But anyway, yeah, see, I've gone off on a bit of a tangent there, see. Yeah, so these people should just be goonered. Instant dismissal, in my opinion. I would much sooner, if I was an employer, I would much sooner somebody phone me up and say, I think I may have COVID, but I'll let you know. Stay home, you know, just stay away until you can confirm or deny. You know, it's not a big problem, just stay home. But there's a lot of places and a lot of companies that are not doing that. You know, they're saying, well, if you don't come in, you don't get paid. You know, we can't do this and we can't do that. You'll just be on, you won't get a certain percentage of your pay or anything. So it puts pressure on people where they think they've got to still appear at work no matter what, which is wrong. In this situation that we're in, people shouldn't be worried. Right, that's a lot of surface water there. Mind you, I don't think it's stopped raining for about 8 years now. You know, it's just been continuous rain, which is pressure, and that's wrong. An employer shouldn't ever pressure somebody to go to work if they don't feel $1 million, especially in the middle of this situation. You know, yes, it sucks if you're the employer and you've now got to cover a whole day of somebody's work, but that's the thing. They don't. The trouble is, these companies, all companies, they never allow anybody. Crikey, son of a gun! For a brief second or two there, I couldn't actually see. So that was lovely. This stretch of road always gets horrendously flooded down here. It's because of the fields sit higher than the road, and you know, one thing and another. Yeah, it sucks if you've got to cover somebody's work for the day, but then they don't allow anybody to ever just be spare. When I started on the buses years ago, oh, it's about 1 million years ago now, you used to look at this. I'll just go for it. Oh, crikey, it stretches on. I didn't realise it went on so far. Yeah, when I started on the buses about 1 million years ago, you used to have spare duties. Look at this road. You used to have spare duties where you turn up at 5 o'clock in the morning and you may or may not have work to do. There was a few times I was on the 5 o'clock spare, and they'd call you from the canteen. They'd say, yeah, go sit in the canteen, have a cup of tea, if we need you we'd call you. And you'd get called over the intercom thing, and you know, and they'd say, oh, so and so's running late, can you start their vehicle, do their vehicle check for them. Look at this. Oh, Struth. It looks like somebody's I can see hazard lights up ahead. What I'm gonna have to do is just go for it. There's no other way, is there? Yeah. Hurry up, mate. Hurry up. I just have to hope that the diesel power will get me through. I'll wait for these cars to come through, and then I shall forge a path through the flood waters. Now that sucks if you're in that car there with the hazard lights on. Yeah, so anyway, so there was a few times I was called back to the detail office, and they'd say, can you do, so and so's running a bit late, can you start his vehicle, do his vehicle checks for him, get him ready to go, so he can just come in and get cracking. Now you've got to keep your revs high. That sucks to be you, my friend. Keep your revs high, and just give them a flash. Just flash. There we go. You want to slow down, mate. You want to slow down, Tiger. You don't want to be you don't want to be dashing headlong into that. You know, but now these companies, a lot of these companies don't have the provision for spare people because it costs money. You may or may not work. So if you don't work, we're then paying you X amount per hour all day to just sit down drinking tea in the staff room. There's no sort of provision for extra staff, and it's a bit short-sighted, really. I mean, the amount of times towards my time with the end of one of the big bus companies, by big I mean one of the sort of national ones, there was no spare vehicles and no spare duties. Crikey. because we could be paying X amount for a vehicle, and all it's going to do is just sit there. It could sit in the garage all day not earning money. Yeah, but if a vehicle breaks down, then that's not earning money either, is it? But it's this very short-sighted viewpoint. You know, you've got to have spares, you've got to have contingencies, so you're not putting pressure on the staff that you've got. You know, I mean, I'm just a bus driver, and you know, what do I know about it? But if you've got a vehicle sitting at the side of the road with its hazard lights on and water pouring out of it, that's not earning money. You know, people vote with their feet eventually, and the stragglers you may or may not have picked up will then just walk. They think, oh, it's only a little bit, I'll just walk it. You know, and that's the way that goes. But there should, these employers should be, I know margins are tight, and I know that, you know, it's the world we live in, and blah blah blah, and you know, throwing away money. But if you're pressuring staff to come into work when they've got potential COVID-19, then you're going to lose work when a certain department shuts anyway. You're going to lose money anyway. You know, but the trouble is, it's accountants, isn't it? Accountants run the world. Unfortunately, they don't see things how the rest of us see them. But there we go. So I'm glad I caught this horrific flooding on camera anyway. You know, I don't know. I know it's rained a lot, but surely the drainage should be improved upon or something. Well, I say horrific. It wasn't horrific flooding, was it? It probably feels horrific if you were sat in that car that was stopped. It probably feels horrific for you then. You know, let's not go too far with it and get carried away or anything, but there's no real need for it, is there, in this day and age? I know we're out in the sticks, I know we're out in the middle of God's green nowhere, but even still, the drainage does need to be improved. That's always been a horrible little stretch there between upper, middle and lower Stoke. It's always been an area that's prone for flooding. But there you go. What can you do? What can you do? You know, you just have to accept there's some things in life that are just simply, I mean, I like a puddle. There's some things in life that are just simply never going to change. And unfortunately, if you live out in the sticks, you know, there's just certain things that are always going to happen. So anyway, on that note, I shall leave it there, and it's probably going to be a bit iffy up here as well, to be honest, but we shall see. So on that note, I shall leave it there. If you've stayed listening for this long, thank you very much. But there you go. Just be safe on the roads, because you just never know what you're going to drive into next. Just remember, it's a speed limit, not a speed target. So on that note, I'll catch you later. Bye for now.